It started when I went to school, and that's how, that's how it started. I went to school and everything changed in my mental health. That's how science says it. Mental health, mentally. I went to school and I wanted to find an escape from all that because it started as me being bullied and it ended up as me being the bully. Defense mechanism. Yeah, and the first psychosis was when I was 14 years old. I was in third grade of middle school. We have 3 years of middle school and then 3 years of high school, and first 6 years of I don't know why they call it junior high school, elementary, um, in Greece. So I was 14, and all I can say is that people don't understand, and people see it as their perspective. So they see it if I do this, I do that. They judge by their own experience and personality. They cannot see further than that. So yeah, uh, I don't know. I feel uncomfortable around people, even if I don't show it. Uh, like someone told me, you don't seem like you get mad on your YouTube videos, and you seem like a calm person. And if you type schizoaffective disorder on YouTube, you can find a lot of people like me, and a lot of people that are with people like me, and they're trying to find answers. Yeah. I made a video called "Taking Zyprexa for my whole life," and a lot of people gave good feedback, and yeah, and people like it when I speak about mental health. You know what's mental health? Why they call it mental health? I think because the 10 people that form a society around the world, a religion, society, democracy, and they form it as their own perspective, so everyone had to adjust to that lifestyle, to that way of being a society. Whatever else was wrong. And after 2,000, 3,000 years, because there were people before Christ, so um, they said, yeah, if you think like that, if you think that voices are talking to you, you're wrong, because the person that invented science said no, it's wrong. Uh, yeah, and that's how we a society of the world, around the world, these 170 countries, how many countries the world has. Um, we are trying to adjust to the pharmaceutical company. So if you're losing sleep, you're not sleeping, you're aggressive, you think your family is gonna hurt you, you're calling the police. The police take you to the clinic. These for the patients with mental problems. They tie you down. So they say no, you're not. You don't have the right. You're gonna harm yourself in the end. And, yeah, because that's what everyone is thinking around you. Your family. Your family's thinking he's gonna harm himself in the end. And yeah, and I remember that there were two technicians that came here, and they fixed my internet. And you were talking about rap, and I told them about a female rapper that I used to have a crush on. Her name is Roy. She's a Greek artist that raps in France. When I told them that, they were looking at each other. And I get it a lot in my town. This kind of sarcasm, but you get it everywhere. But the point of this, what I'm saying with this subject, is that I'm the type of person that remembers the little things that people do, and that's why one of the reasons is because I don't process a lot of stuff inside me. That's why I take medication, because I was telling the tattoo artist that he did the born and raised tattoo on my hand, that I'm not Kim Kardashian when I enter a room. I'm not Kanye when I enter the room, and by my mind, because as I said at the beginning of the podcast, it started with school. In school, I got bothered in school. And so I found music. Like that was the I found music, and there were times I was singing a lot of lyrics during nighttime, and I couldn't sleep. And the thing with schizoaffective disorder is that you cannot explain it. Even if you go to a psychiatrist and the psychiatrist says, okay, take this 20 milligram of olanzapine generic, okay? The psychiatrist knows what the books tell them, and so it's not like you're having a cold and you take a medicine for the cold. It isn't the same, And the bad thing about films, movies, and the whole industry is that they portray mental problems as something dangerous, something harmful for others. That's how this whole idea behind it is. Like when I explain people my situation, I tell them I did not harm anyone, just myself. And then the psychiatrist asks me, "How did you harm yourself?" His mind went to knives and veins and stuff. I did not do that. I said I wasn't sleeping. I lost track of time. I wasn't eating. I remember I never told this anyone. I wanted to stay awake just to see how many nights I can stay awake. Yeah, I never told this to anyone. I wanted to stay awake just to see what's gonna happen. And yeah. One other thing is that relationships, friendships, they can what's the correct word? They can put their accent on that thing you have. So I don't know what else to say. I had it in my mind. Let's talk about schizoaffective disorder. Schizoaffective disorder isn't schizophrenia, okay? It's in the middle of bipolar and schizophrenia. That's how I saw it on a doctor or someone was explaining on YouTube. The internet has doctors too. If you say you can rely to the internet. There's doctors on the internet too that talk about this shit. And with schizophrenia, you are manic all the time. When I say manic, I mean you're on the state where you are in your own world, okay, your own space. But with schizoaffective, uh, it's a mix of both bipolar and schizophrenia, because at one moment I can be happy and then the next moment I can feel like dying, okay. I said it started with school, and then I found music, and then I found that I can make music in the internet. uh, then the internet became like school, like everyone was telling me kill yourself, and I don't know, I was like 16, 17, and my family was supportive though. Yeah. Especially my mother. My father didn't care. And but he did nice things, about the music, I mean. He bought me one year in Christmas headphones, they were nice headphones. Yeah. My second girlfriend, she told me, "Why are you doing music? Uh, Nobody is hearing you. Listen to your music." And now, if I told her I'm having 350 million views on YouTube with my music, she'll probably say, "Yeah, bravo, yeah." So I don't wanna sit here and whine, about my problems. I'm just thankful that it's 5 a.m. right now and I don't have to go to a stupid work with a stupid boss to look at. Like I know that I'm getting paid for music, and I can sit down, pay my bills, pay my rent, pay my food, and I want to move out, as I said, from this place because I feel attached to my father. My father pays my rent. It's weird how we don't talk and he pays my rent. I don't know. Uh, but the thing is, and in the fall, I'm gonna go back to America, so all rents around the world are high now. So we rented this place in 2015. The rent was $200. Now it's 220. I said dollars because it's easier for my American speakers. And yeah, I mean, my brother pays in Athens in the capital $650. And he's in a building where they have a security guard in the entrance or something like that. They're not letting him do certain things like put stuff on the wall that he likes, and more than 5 people in his apartment is no good, and as you can see, it's very quiet where I live. It's very quiet, and even during the day isn't noisy. When I was 18, 19, assigned to a theater class in my city, and I saw other artistic people. that wanted to do something artistic with their time. And the time they were older than me. I don't know, 35, 30, 40. And they had this spark and their movement and how they talk during a role in the theater, even without a role, just getting to know them. And I thought to myself that there's other people like me, maybe older, but maybe they didn't have the chance when they were 18 to go to a theater class. And they did it when they were 30 or 40 years old. And and that's how I realized that I need to go somewhere like that. I need to go to a city where it's more vivid. This creativity, this artistry, it's more vivid than here. It's interesting because theater started in Greece. Music. The word music is from muse, the women that seduce men in ancient Greece. So a lot of stuff happened in Greece, but the government is fucked now, and I don't know what happened. Greeks blame the wars that happened in Greece, but I don't know if it's that. I went to I went to a mini market, and it was a 50-year-old woman, and she told me, "I thought you were foreign. I thought you were a tourist. I thought you don't speak Greek." And I wanted to say, jumping to conclusions, eh? Jumping to conclusions. Because in this day and age, as assuming things, it's very assuming things is very easy. You can assume anything about anyone, and then the person is having cancer and is dying in 6 months, and you're sitting there making fun of them. So yeah, I don't have cancer. I'm not saying that. I don't have. So schizoaffective disorder. Okay, I believe that life is simple, and just the human race is making it complicated, because as I said in the start, you have to adjust your personality, your lifestyle to certain needs of how the system is built. So if your passion is art or music or doing sculptures or photography, you want to be a movie filmmaker, a lot of people say you're not gonna make a profit, and recently I was adding girls on Snapchat. I met this Irish girl, and the time here was 1 p.m. in Greece, and we were video chatting, and she told me She asked me, why aren't you at work at this time? Why are you at work? I said, I work from home. I do music. And she said, oh, really? Does that make you a living out of that? Do you make a living out of that? I said, yeah. I never asked her what she does for a living. I never asked that. I never asked that. But I think she was a worker somewhere. Uh, that's another example of jumping to conclusions. Assuming something. I'm eating noodles. Noodles. I put hot water in the noodles. They're instant. And I mean, you eat noodles and then you're hungry and you go outside to a bakery and have a sandwich. That's how my days go. You know. I met another girl on Snapchat, and then I got bored. I told her I get bored easily. I told her that. That's how I always do it. I make them excited. I make them excited, and then I stop talking to them, and that's fucked up by my side. That's fucked up. I was watching this Twitch stream. It was a girl that was doing OnlyFans, but she was doing this Twitch stream, and I don't know the whole story, but she was explaining to her friends that she was talking with a guy, and the guy believed in energies. He didn't believe in science. He believed in spirituality. And she was saying it as something. I don't know what's the correct word. The way I look at it is believing in poetry, and then the opposite is believing in the Constitution. You know what I mean, or something like that. To to make you understand. So poetry is a spirituality, and the Constitution is like science. But I don't understand the Constitution because Europeans went to America, okay, they kill most of the Native Americans. So then they have a civil war between them. I mean the Europeans, and some of them will call Americans, and that's it's their land. Then to calm everyone down, they thought about some rules, and yeah. I was thinking to tattoo my body with the American flag, just because I like the blue and red. Is it blue and red, and these stars. The stars remind me of Buzz Lightyear. Reminds me something innocent, something from Toy Story. But a lot of blood has said for flags, and but I'm not gonna tattoo. I mean, I have a tattoo of a uterus here, in my arm, and I don't know if I put the flag above it. It's a little bit. People gonna find it offensive, a lot of people will die for a flag of the country, for the song of the country. Um, what's the song? The song that they sing. I look at life as we are passengers. We are passengers in life, and then we die. So that's what we are. We are passing through day by day a passage, and we don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. We know about the weather, pred- predictions, predictions, and nobody knows what's the purpose of life. Nobody knows. Some people say what's the purpose of life, but not everyone follows. A lot of people follow Christianity. A lot of people follow Buddhism. A lot of people follow being vegan. A lot of people don't agree being vegan. But we all passengers. All human race is a passenger through life. That's how I look at life. And 80 years from now, me and you, we're not gonna be around. 100 years, someone else we're gonna be living in this building that I am at, or not. We're just passengers, and it's the same as if I walk down the street, I'm gonna be there in that exact time. But now I'm not in that street. My presence isn't there. That's how I look at life, and most of the time, it make it more difficult than it is, because the system says you have to have money to do stuff. But the point of this idea that I have is that, what if we did need money? What if we did need flags and be fanatic with something? And what if we just did everything we liked? Like, what if everyone had a MacBook? What if everyone had the ability to do photography? And if you didn't want to work in a factory, then maybe the government of your country will say, okay, you can work in a factory, but you can do also music, and because people need MacBooks. How else we gonna do music? People need to go to the supermarket, and you can always do two things. You can be creative and have a job, and the word job is sometimes being a slave, but I don't see it that way. I say to people that music is my job, my work, but I don't see it as a bad thing, you know. And the way I look at life is not everyone looks at life like I look at life. So we spend our lives to try to explain what we have in our mind to other people. So you go to school, read the books. You read the books of the people that wrote it, that they're trying to pass their meaning to you. So you go to school and everyone asks you what you wanna be when you grow up. You know, and I always hated that question because it was either that question or what team do I support? What soccer team I support? Soccer. And the truth is, people ask these questions because they don't know how else to meet you. You know, how else to make a conversation with you. Yeah, like if I met my younger brothers, I don't know what I will tell them. Maybe I will tell them where you're from. Where you from? Are your friends? You know, that's the same thing they told me when I was younger. They tried to tease me. You know, and people tease you because they love you. I mean, your family and your friends. Their mother is from France, so that's why I said, "Are your friends?" Yeah. And the thing with schizoaffective disorder is that people don't understand social anxiety, why you're acting like this in public, why are you doing this and that, and that's how I lost a lot of my friends, you know, because I pushed them away. And yeah, they tried, and I just said, okay, bye. So someone can say he's the problem, you know, but that's the easiest answer ever. And the problem is that even if I found someone with schizoaffective disorder, which she told me she was having breakdowns, you know, and I said to myself, I don't need that because it's unfair. Yeah, it's unfair, but it's one thing having yourself as a threat to yourself, and it's another thing having a person with the same thing as you in the room. Yeah. When I was in high school, there was this rapper friend that he became a priest. And I remember one day he took holy water and was just spreading holy water in the room. I think looking back to it, we're just two manic kids doing the same thing, you know. I think he had a psychosis, and his parents said, okay, he's a God's given child. Uh, because during my psychosis, I was talking about what the book about religion talks about, like the Christ did that, and they did that, and Christ came to Earth to save humanity. And I didn't say that I was something uh, God's given. I just was saying stuff during my psychosis that I remember. I thought I was seeing rappers, and I remember I thought Interpol was spying on me, and I thought that wherever I went, people were after me, and I have a pimple here, so that's why I'm scratching it. Yeah, and the psychiatrist that I went 2 months ago, I think, yeah, told me you have symptoms. So I don't know what defines a symptom. Okay, so you go to university, study to be a doctor, a psychiatrist, and you being taught that it's you and the patient. Okay, you have to treat the patient. You've been taught your whole life that you're a caretaker. You're a caretaker. You have to take care of someone else. So you give them a pill. You give them some Xanax. You give them some whatever pill you wanna give them, hoping for them to uh, heal. So you give them medicine for them to heal. Is it that easy though? Is it that easy? You study for 15 years and you read books about everything, and you get a degree signed by your university. Is life that easy that you need to study something? You're just a passenger like me, and you're just a passenger. You're gonna die one day. I'm gonna die one day. Nobody gonna remember us. And then what happens when you die? Nothing, and you close your eyes and never wake up again. Let's see what David Icke is up to. Okay, David Icke. If you Google David Icke, okay. Um, let's go to the news. Watching David Icke's videos is very interesting. You should check him out. His craft, David Icke, Icke. Yeah. I don't think I have some. I don't think it's something wrong with me. I find not fair that I find it not fair because when I do this type of videos, someone can say he has a problem. This guy has a problem. Oh, and I'm not doing these videos to tell your friend that I have a problem. Leave him alone. He has a problem. Because you can have a problem. You can have a problem, but never tell anyone that you have a problem. It's better to hide it. Because there's people that do videos and there's people that don't do videos. There's people that do a podcast and there's people that don't do a podcast. There's people that are the actors and there's people that are the viewers. So, I mean, the actors in films. Because you and me as a passenger in life, we're trying to prove our worth. We're trying to prove we are this, we are that. We're not that, we're not this. So why bother though? Why bother proving yourself to others? Why do you have to prove that you want to earn more money than me? There's a song by Logic. It's Sinatra 5. You have to go to the lyrics and read you the lyrics, okay? He talks about money. He talks about money on a lot of his old songs. The the most important thing to men, money. He starts he starts a big verse of rapping. Uh, I'm always there for you, yeah, when it comes down to the wire. And some people even tuck me away till they retire. I usually come around on the 1st and 15th. If you owe me to somebody, then they leave you beneath. People go crazy when they feel me. In the Middle East, they drill me. If you let your guard down, then some people steal me. Still, people will steal me. I knew these two dudes that's always been homies since 5th grade. Always scheming on the block, selling crack to get paid. Now they never graduated, thought that's it is charade. Only thing on their mind that wasn't me. Only thing on their mind that wasn't me was get laid. Then one day they had a falling out on the block. See, one thought the other one had been stealing his rock. 'Cause he could have sworn he had more weight and he stuck. Pull out the clock and his homie yelled stop. But before he had the chance to pull the trigger, Oz said, "Here comes the cops." They saw the gun and blew them both away. Now there's two more kids dead in the street, all before 20. Over me. The most important thing to men, money. So Logic paints a picture here. He talks about two friends that they never went to school and they just wanted to sell drugs. And then they had a misunderstanding, and the police happened to be around and they saw the guns and stuff, and they took care of the situation, the police, and Logic talks more about this, how the system is, like I'm saying in this podcast. That the system is built. You wanna follow us? You either gonna follow us or you're not gonna follow us. So you make the judge the call. Are you gonna follow the rules and be a good boy, a good girl, a good day, and study in school and go to college and get a job, or don't go to school and get a job and be a product of your environment, or you're gonna do your own thing. Because because America says abortion is illegal. So abortion is illegal, but guns are legal. Guns are to protect you, okay? And drugs, who brings these drugs and stuff? Because if you try to bring something in the country, they're gonna check on you, on the customs. On customs, you go to the customs and they ask you as a you are a criminal, Uh, do you do drugs? Do you go somewhere else than Greece, some other country? And you wanna tell them I fuck the police from the ass, and they're not gonna take it good if you tell them that. Uh, so you think in your mind, I'm just gonna follow the procedure, and I just wanna go home. Uh, so yeah, you go home, you do a podcast. That's why I don't like how the system is built. The system is built for you to do stuff that you don't like, and the whole system is a misunderstanding, because there's people that harm other people. So you get confused along the way. You get confused along the way. I can walk around at 5 a.m. and in the wrong place and time, and I can get robbed. And or worse. Or you can be a female walking the streets at 4 a.m. And something bad can happen to you. So it's not so simple. It's not so simple. The things that I say in this podcast, like everyone should do whatever they want, because the criminal will think, or the person that is a mass shooter will think, okay, I'm gonna kill all the people. And how can you tell a criminal or a psychopath that the thing that they do, it's wrong? How can you tell? A lot of psychopaths are from Ohio. Okay, a lot of what's the correct word? Serial killers. Okay, there's a lot of serial killers in the United States. I don't know how many are active, but there's a lot of serial killers. And how can you tell a serial killer that it's wrong to kill people? You shouldn't do that, because it's the person that kills people already make up their mind, and they like to do that. Well, what's the source of the problem? What's the source of the problem? What happened in the person that robbed you in the street? Why the person that robbed you in the street did that? Is the answer to punish them? Is this the correct answer, to punish them? If you do an awful thing, are they gonna punish you? Are they not gonna punish you? So how can you prevent a serial killer of becoming a serial killer? Can you prevent a smuggler or a drug dealer to give you fentanyl and then you die? How you can prevent that? Because what Logic said in his song, and that 10 bar 16 bar verse is that the root of evil is money. So what if we didn't have a currency, and because you are born in a family where the family teaches you about something. Like the Irish girl was telling me that video games and violent videos can manipulate the thought process of a person of the individual. They can manipulate the thought process of an. And I told her I was playing Grand Theft Auto when I was 10 years old. The first day it came out, the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, 2004, 2005 when it came out. My mother got it for me for my birthday in October. The Grand Theft Auto was always coming out in October, so I didn't end up going in the streets with a rifle. You know. I think we as a human race have to find different methods, because the way the system is built is give them, put them in jail and set them up. Okay, the next person, put them in jail. The next case, put them in jail, or don't put them in jail. Have them free and do whatever they said they want. So someday karma gonna get them, uh, because the system is built for the people that want money. So is this the purpose in life? Have sex and make kids and have money. What if money didn't exist? What if money wasn't around? What will have been the motive of living? Because you as a worker on a company, on a store, on a something, whatever, you're trying to live in a home, not be homeless, and have a good life. Because the system says if you don't work, if you don't produce money, you don't deserve a house. You deserve to be in the streets. So you and me are working every month to have money so we can have electricity. We can buy nice things to feel better for ourselves. What if 10 leaders of the world had a vote and say we're not gonna have money anymore? And this type of thinking that I'm saying now, some people say it's a communism. I don't know, and they think maybe they will cringe, and they will say no, that's not possible. Because I was telling the psychiatrist, I was telling him we as a human race were born from the same spot. We are born from the same spot. You were a baby one day in the past. I was a baby one day in the past. Uh, what makes another person better than me, or what makes me better than them? Like someone that cannot walk and sits down their whole life, doesn't mean I'm better than them. It's just that the legs don't work anymore, and they're capable of doing music at home like I do music at home. The word disability uh, comes because the people that don't have a disability say, oh, they have a disability. So we call it disability. Disability of not having an ability. But a lot of people that have a disability have gifts, you know. Like you can hear a song, you can hear a rap song and the rapper is gonna say, yeah, I'm better than you, I fuck this bitches, I spend this amount of money on cars. Even if the rapper talks about emotions, and even if I talk about emotions and what fucked up thing happened yesterday, for example, and in a song, and or I can say anything in a song. Uh, yeah, I believe money is the root of all evil. I believe that if money wasn't around, and I believe a serial killer contains, I believe that a criminal contains, because everyone came from the same spot, from the vagina, from here. For the people that don't watch the video, I show my tattoo of the uterus. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna talk for another 10 minutes, okay, and then I'm gonna call it a podcast. Look at the north of Europe. What is happening? I don't follow the news, but I remember hearing on Instagram the rocket that hit Kiev. And women were screaming their lungs out. And that happened because I've landed money, And that's the reason. If the people of Russia said, no, we're not gonna fight a war, then let Putin go fight his war, And if the American soldiers say, no, we're not gonna go be a soldier, if the Greek people saying we're not gonna go to army, if all the countries in the world, okay, how many countries? So many countries. If 195 countries in the world said no, we're not gonna we're not gonna go follow our leaders, and then someone can tell me, oh, there's gonna be chaos if there's no army. What will happen? But things are more simple than you think. Why do you need an army if 195 countries in the world didn't have an army? Then how wars will happen? Can you think of that thought that I said, that opinion? Can you think of it? And the bad thing that a lot of people disagree with me is that being simple and modest is considered a minority these days, And so you have the word minority. What's the opposite of minority? Let's see. What is majority? I think bulk majority. So the majority. That's a hard word for me. The majority of people like violence. That's why a lot of TV shows like UFC and all those shows have success. People like violence. People like to be violent. And the meaning of violence, meaning from the dictionary on Google, says 1. Behavior involving physical force intended to hurt, damage, or kill someone or something. 2. Strength of emotion or of a destructive natural force. I was surprised at the violence of my feelings. So the first example is violence erupted and protest marches. So the Google definition of the dictionary Oxford Languages has two meanings. One is physical and the other emotion. I was violent emotionally, to myself because I couldn't handle the violence outside. So it's cool and society. So in Latin, the origin of the word is vehement, and then went to violentia, and then old friends. I don't know. Then Google has something like a diagram that shows use over time for violence. I don't know what that. Google and Gram Viewer. So I think it has a timeline of. So violence in the 1800s was less than violence in 20 2019. It says here. Yeah. I don't understand though. Is I don't get it. I don't know. What is Google and Gram Viewer? The Google Ngram Viewer displays user-selected words or phrases, ngrams, and a graph that shows how those phrases have occurred in a corpus. Yeah. I remember the brother of my ex was telling her stuff when we were in the room. Like he was trying to tell her or tell me about the past relationships. Like couples fight about stuff that happened in the past that they were not even have met during that time. So her brother was telling her and me something that wasn't relevant, and he was trying to make us fight. And I see it looking back. Uh, I see it as evil. Some people are evil because they are evil, and some people like to fight. Some people like to be violent. Some people like to be the bully. It gives them joy. It gives them. They feel good. So, in my town where I'm from here in Greece and Halkis, going to school. All the years of going to school. Uh, if you're different than others, then you're a minority. So the majority made fun of you, or I see it as you find more stuff to bond. like a father that watches soccer or football with his son. They have this bonding thing and that 30-minute chilling at home on the television. I find it as bonding because people make fun of you because they bond together. So someone can have a whole idea of you in their head about your personality, about your life. Like, I had this neighbor at my old house in 2010. There was a little kid, I don't know, 10 years old, maybe 12. He told me that he thought I was listening to Mozart all day and stuff like that. So he had a conclusion, assumed stuff about me without getting to know me. And I was dressing with colorful eco graffiti hoodies, and so people are fast to assume stuff about you without. Like, if I tell someone I have schizoaffective disorder, and I think that other people are after me, they're gonna say the word crazy. They're gonna say the word he's unstable. Don't hang out with him. He has problems. So yeah, another podcast that I was trying to deliver my message about things, and I hope you got something from my thought process and stuff. Bye.